Hey, what's up guys? It's Josh from Sellzee again, here with another video. Sellzee is your spirit guide to the world of retail and online arbitrage. We love helping you with all of your Amazon FBA business decisions and needs. The inventory evaluator is a free spreadsheet you can download, and it tells you what the best option is for your old inventory. It's about that time of year again, almost 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks away from the August 15th long-term storage fee assessment date. You know, it happens twice a year in February and August. I know it's your favorite time of year, but now that we're coming up on it, it's time to start thinking about what to do with your old inventory. And the Sellzee inventory evaluator is a great way to determine what your best option is. Amazon was playing around with this liquidation option. I believe last time around it was in beta, and I believe it's available to everyone currently in terms of just being freely available as a removal option. If that's not true, just if you guys don't mind, just comment down in the bottom there and let me know if the liquidation option is available to you guys. But it's a decent option depending on the inventory that you have and the turnover rates that you're able to achieve. And we've gone ahead and updated the free inventory evaluator file with this new liquidation option. Let's take a look at what the liquidation option looks like in terms of the mechanics from Amazon. So they're saying that you typically get between 2.5% and 10% of the average quote. I'm going to put a quote around this average selling price, and I'm guessing the average selling price is calculated in a similar way as it would be if you were to have some of your FBA shipments lost or damaged. As you guys know, sometimes you need to haggle over that price. So wouldn't be surprised if it's based on the same type of valuation methodology. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But anyway, 2.5% to 10%, not bad. I mean, it's better than paying a disposal fee of 15 cents, I believe it is. And so this new liquidation option, assuming that they'll accept your units, does strictly dominate the disposal option now. I'm not sure. I think the only time you would do a disposal is if you went to liquidate your units and they said, no, we can't liquidate these units. And I think that's why they want you to do it by the 1st of the month so that you have time by the 15th to make a separate decision. But I believe that's the only time it would be optimal to do a disposal now that there's this liquidation option. So if you want to consider liquidation, make sure you register your units by the 1st of the month, and Amazon will tell you by the 4th of the month whether or not they're accepted. And they're going to take a 10% fee, so you're left over with 90%. Most importantly, remember that your units are, once they're registered and they're accepted, they're locked into that path, so you can't cancel it and decide, oh, I actually want to remove them and trade them in, or I'd rather try to sell them. Make sure that is your last resort before you actually register them on the 1st, which makes it all the more important to start thinking about what to do with your inventory well in advance of the 1st of the month. You want to exhaust all your other alternatives first. So we've gone ahead and updated the free inventory evaluator with this new liquidation option from Amazon. On the decisions tab, you can find it here in column G. And there's a couple of assumptions that you can set. Number one is the selling price to use for the liquidation. You can either choose the current price that you have set, or you can choose a discounted price. And if you choose a discounted price, down here in row 34, you can actually choose how you want to discount the price. There's two options. You can either choose lowest same condition, or you can choose use a custom discount percent. Just keep in mind, if a lot of your inventory is used items, like books, for example, and we use this for our large inventory of books, keep in mind that lowest same condition option is going to choose the lowest in the same condition, not sub-condition. So if you have used very good, it's going to choose the lowest of all used in all sub-conditions. So if there was an acceptable price, an acceptable offer that was actually lower, it would use that as the lowest same condition. So lowest same condition, not sub-condition. If that scares you, you can use we prefer using this custom discount percent, anywhere from 15 to 25%. We will say, all right, let's use a discounted price. Because obviously it's been there for at least 6 months and it hasn't sold, so it's unlikely Amazon's going to value it at the price that it's not selling at. So that's the selling price. Liquidation proceeds, as I said, they said that it's anywhere from 2.5 to 10%. You know, I wouldn't really be on the optimistic end of that. The default assumption here is the midpoint. If you want to be really conservative, you can just put in, you know, something really small like 2% or 1%. Customize this to your liking. In this cell here for the liquidation proceeds. The fee is 10%. You don't need to change that. They're going to take 10% of that. And then the time that it takes, it's going to be, they say it's going to be at most 2 months. So we put the conservative assumption there of 2 months. So that's how you set your assumptions here. Hey, if you guys don't remember how to actually run this model, go ahead and watch the first video in this playlist. It'll show you how to pull in your inventory using this button. You use this button to pull in your inventory, and that video goes into detail and exactly step-by-step how to pull in your inventory and dump in all the other data you need in this other data export tab in order to run this model. We've also made some other improvements to this model. We've just cleaned up the summary sheet and made it a little bit easier to read. Most notably, in the top left, you can now see a really crystal clear snapshot of what units are subject to the fee. So as you can see here, about 3,500 units are in this example are subject to the fee, and they're going to charge us about $1,181 unless we do something else, right? Unless we take some other action. So current summaries are up here. You can see here, if you take the optimal choices that we recommend based on the assumptions that you put in, you can, or I should say that the model recommends based on the assumptions that you put in, because it's the model giving you the recommendation, not us per se. But if you make the optimal choices, you'll be able, in this case, it's saying, you know, we'll be able to get our units down from 3,581 to 1,931, and we'll be able to get our fees down from 1,181 to 684. So we'll be able to drop the fees, drop the units, and that's the idea. You want to be running this, you know, ahead of time before the long-term storage fee assessment date, and adjust your prices ahead of time. So sort of preemptively adjusting your prices so that you can lower the amount of units that are subject to the fee. So that's some of the updates that we've made to the summary page. You can see here there's a nice little chart that's showing you how important it is to make the best decision. Like in this example, there's a $23,000 swing from making the best choice for all of our units and making the worst choice. So it's really important to make the best choice. Just want to highlight some specifics here about what strategies the model is recommending in this example. It's saying for 1,931 units, or I believe that's 54% of our inventory, as shown in this chart down here in the bottom left. It's saying keep it and lower the price and pay the long-term storage fee for those units and use the liquidation option for the rest. So you might be wondering, you know, how does it decide which goes in these two buckets? Well, keep in mind that there's a couple of things that are driving that. So number one is the higher the discount that you put in here, then the more liquidations you're going to get. That's because the liquidation option becomes more attractive relative to the keep and sell option the more that you're discounting the price. And obviously the less that you discount the price, the more is going to end up in the keep and lower the price bucket. And similarly for the liquidation proceeds, the higher the proceed rate, the more you're going to get, the more units you're going to get in the liquidation option, and the lower the proceed rate, the more units you're going to get in the keep and lower price option. All right. So if I go over here and I raise the discount, well, let's look at where we're at first. So we have 1931 keep lower price. All right. So if I bump up the discount to 25%, and then I go back to here, notice how it dropped from 1,900 to 1,600. That's because I just lowered the price that I would sell it at, and now that makes the liquidation option more favorable relative to that. And similarly here, if I were to lower the liquidation proceeds to 0.04, then I just went back up a little bit. The keep and lower price option just went back up a little bit, right? So that's how the interaction of these assumptions work. Try to play with them and get it to what you're comfortable with. And then remember, the whole idea of this is to use this to figure out how much you can lower your price by in advance. It's really twofold. You're using this to lower your price, to reduce this long-term storage fee balance as much as possible leading up into the 15th of either February or August. That's the first thing you're trying to do. And the second thing you're trying to do is actually use this right before the 15th to take action on either removing or keeping it there and planning on paying the long-term storage fee. So you can check out the other videos in this playlist on how to do repricing, how to optimally reprice in advance of the long-term storage fee. We have detailed instructions on how to use this model to help you reprice. And just as a refresher, the section of this model that matters the most with respect to your price is down here. It's column AC, and it's saying this is the price that's equivalent to the optimal choice. So for this unit of inventory, it's saying the best choice is to liquidate with Amazon. And I should be indifferent between liquidating with Amazon and selling this item for $8.06. So you can take these prices in column AC and upload them to your repricer, either as your actual price or as your floor price. And again, if you want detailed step-by-step instructions, excuse me, on how to do that, just go check out the video in the playlist. I believe it's video number 2 in this playlist, how to preemptively lower your price. And it'll show you step-by-step how to do that for Sellzee if you use that as a repricer. But the process is very similar no matter what repricer you use, assuming that it takes some type of CSV upload. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe down below. You know we love offering these free tools to you, so make sure you chime in the comments section. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to see. And otherwise, until next time, thank you guys, and happy Amazon selling.